Are we back? Let's see if people can join this time. Warren is here, Jenna's here, Hannah's here, Jennifer Hannah's here, Matt's here. Fingers crossed people are going to be able to stay in this time. Fanny's here. Hey Ross, now I'm seeing comments coming through. It was all a little bit crazy, guys, so I thought let's just start it again. Everybody else, send me some comments. Yay, can see you now, says Nina. Awesome. Seen a few new names join as well. For all the people who are new, who are joining, my name's Ross. I'm an actor and a voiceover artist from Manchester in the UK, and I scope twice a week, once on a Monday and then once on a Wednesday night. Wednesday night, which is tonight, is book club night, where we look at a book that's going to help you get further in your life and career faster. This book is tailored to the acting industry because a lot of people who join the scopes are actors, but if you are not an actor, you still get value from these things. So join us, anytime you see us live. Come and join, because the stuff that we talk about is very much universal and you can apply to anything in your life. Jeremy is here. He says hello Jeremy, let us know where you're viewing from. So tonight, guys, we'll just give people a couple more minutes to join after a bit of technical issues we've had. We're looking for the last time at top LA acting coach Anthony Meindl's book called Book the Effing Job. We've looked at 3 chapters so far. Wow, Jeremy's from Arizona. Awesome, good stuff. Are you an actor, Jeremy, or are you just dropping by? Let us know. We looked at 3 chapters so far of Anthony's book. If you're an actor, Jeremy, you've probably heard of Anthony Meindl, because he's out there in America doing his thing. He's quite a big personality out there. And tonight we're looking at the last question that he asks in his book, and this was a chapter you guys voted on last week. The question is, what's the best advice you can give an actor? Which is kind of the question I ask in a lot on my podcast when I interview people from the acting industry, and everybody's got something different to say. Anthony says some quite profound things here that I think are going to resonate with you, and you're going to understand. It's only 2 pages. Jeremy said he's stopping by. I would like to be one, but not sure. Only person stopping you, Jeremy, is yourself. So just if you would like to, and you've always wanted to do it, go for it, buddy. Definitely. So this is only 2 pages long, guys, but then there's an epilogue that I want to read you as well, because it kind of sums up the whole book. And then if you guys want to buy the book to read the other chapters, and if you're watching this on the replay, thanks for watching as well. You'll be able to see a link down below if you're watching this on actsonthis.tv on the replay, and you can click through to Amazon and buy Anthony's book. So let us know if everybody's got a stable connection after a slightly shaky beginning there, and we shall begin. Anna says she likes my t-shirt. Cheers, Anna. It's not a new one, it's pretty old, but bit of NYC, a city I've not been to for too long. I love New York, would really like to go back. Need to sort that out. Definitely. Right, give us some hearts if you're ready to roll, and we'll get going. Like I said, this is just 2 pages long. The hearts are coming through. Excellent. So this is now working. Right. Okay. So last chapter, Anthony says, "What's the best advice you can give an actor?" Jeremy's ready. Good, Jeremy. Well, Anthony says, "I've been known to say from time to time that things always work out. Okay, but working out doesn't mean without challenges, or getting everything you always wanted, or that life won't hand you a number of obstacles you have to overcome." And that's a metaphor for the business as well. Okay, your career is never, and I resonate with this so much, your career is never going to look like you thought it would, ever. Your way into acting and the path it takes you on, all you can learn from, is going to be much more expansive. If you let it be, that is, than you could ever have imagined when starting out. So if you imagine when you started out in the acting industry, and Jeremy, you're starting out tonight, well, it's probably afternoon for you, but your journey starts right here, right now. Fanny says she's already finding that out. When I think back to when I was 20, guys, I'm 33 now, what I had planned for my life at 20 years old, is so different to what I've ended up with. And I find that the more that I kind of grow up and I get older, that actually, our ideas of where we will be and what we will do often, turn out to be very, very different. Sometimes for the better, sometimes not quite as you imagined. It's afternoon now for Jeremy. Good. How old were you when you started out acting, Ross? I was meant to be a millionaire by 30, said Fanny. Exactly, Fanny. I started out in doing kind of children's BBC, if you remember that, here in the UK, and CITV, kids programs when I was 13 or 14. And then I was quite academic, so I was like, well, you know, maybe I should get some qualifications first. So you do your GCSEs in loads of different things, don't you? Maths and science and all that kind of stuff. And then I went to sixth form, and I did geography. I did psychology because I love psychology, and I did German of all things. Really because the German teacher was quite attractive, to be honest. I didn't really have anything that I really wanted to do in that sense in terms of qualifications, because I knew I wanted to act, but to get into drama school I needed 3 A-levels because it was run by a university, so I had to get those A-levels. So I just chose subjects that I liked but didn't necessarily want to pursue as a career. I knew I wasn't going to go into German, although I was at a read-through for a TV drama 2 weeks ago where it required me to speak fluent German. So it all works out. You never know, like, you know, 15 years later where you might end up, you know, you might need those skills. So I started out quite early, but my path to where I am now has been so different to how I thought it would go, because nothing in this industry, and Jeremy, in life, you know, as well, I know you're not an actor yet, but in life nothing is linear. So, you know, life isn't formulaic. You can't go this plus this equals this. It might have done for someone, for one other person, but for you, this plus this will equal something completely different, and you need to embrace that and not worry about it. So Anthony says, so having faith that things will work out when you follow your bliss isn't Pollyanna-ish talk, it's truth. But it also requires sensitivity to how other possibilities and insights can come out of our initial desire to act when we begin our creative journeys. So you might have a desire to act. Jeremy, I'm picking on you tonight because you knew. You might have a desire to act, but then your passion for that might lead you into other things. And there's a real trap actors fall into where they discover something on the way. So you might go, actually, I wanted to start at acting, and through acting I've discovered camera work, or I've discovered writing or directing. And I love that. But actors go, oh, well, I can't pursue that because I'm just supposed to be an actor. And I'm like, that's bullshit. If it makes you happy and it's going to enhance your life, follow that as well. Do you really think life experience is important? More than anything, Anna, more than anything, it's more important than any training you will get as an actor. You know, you can get acting technique from any acting class you want to. That will never give you life experience, though. You know, the only thing that will give you life experience is getting out there, saying yes to things and doing stuff that you really want to do. I started for confidence only, then fell in love with acting. Yeah, absolutely, and that's great. And you might fall in love with things along the way as well. Now you've started acting, and you should explore those as well. My life coach started as a stage actor. Now she does both, says Tony. Awesome. That's brilliant, Tony. And that's a route that you're kind of going down, buddy, as well. You know, you offer a lot of great advice to people. I've used life experience for the last 2 main roles. Absolutely, Jennifer. Yeah, you know that it's the only thing you can draw on for your performances is you. And if you've had no experience in life and no emotional, you know, experiences, then you can't perform those. You have to get to my age for your life experience. Exactly. Nina's got a load of life experience that we won't. Well, I personally won't be able to acquire for, you know, another 25 years or so. And that's, you know, that's a massive, you know, huge tool in your toolbox, Nina. You know, that's something that only you have got, and only you've experienced it in that way. And everyone likes to joke with me, but I don't mind, says Jeremy. Good, Jeremy. Exactly. It's all about what you can do. Did you say there, Anna? There's something else, I missed it. But yeah, so he says, so having faith that things will work out when you follow your bliss isn't Pollyanna-ish talk. It's truth, but it also requires sensitivity to how other possibilities and insights can come out of our initial desire to act when we begin our creative journey. So being open and making a commitment to a career as an actor can show you much about your life. It's not a call into acting as such, it's a call into life and a call to be more human. And that's what I think is really important. It's not a profession, it's a way of being. It's not about a job, it's about expressing oneself. It's not about character, it's about you. What acting classes do you rate? I'll talk about that at the end, Nana. It's not about character, it's about you. It's not about having it all together and being perfect and not failing. It's about sharing your fallibility and vulnerability and courage and fears. When you do, you give other people permission to do the same. You know, that's when the magic happens. That's why acting is important. Art, beauty, revelation, spirit, creativity, enlightenment, redemption, forgiveness, inspiration, compassion and love. It's all in there. Acting gives you that, and that alone ensures that it will all work out. Complete exposure and nakedness, says Anna. Acting gives me that freedom, feel my emotions more fully. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why acting class, you mentioned acting class a minute ago, Anna, which I would, you know, you said what would I recommend. I definitely recommend you do a weekly acting class without a doubt, because it's a safe environment to, you know, experiment and to you know, to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, and, you know, in a supportive environment. You're not doing it in an audition where, you know, there's something on the line, so to speak. More on the nakedness. I don't know what you're on about, guys. I want to read you the epilogue to the book. That was the last chapter there. Okay, that was the last chapter. So effectively, the best advice Anthony would give to an actor is just to basically say, look, you know, things will work out for you in the way that they're going to work out. Don't try and follow anybody else's path. Have faith that a life in the arts is you committing to a life in the arts. It's not you committing to going, I'm only going to be happy when I'm on TV or whatever. It's about being more human, experiencing more emotions, putting those emotions to use, and telling stories, you know, and ultimately doing something that you love. And I hope you do love it. That's the thing that I find more and more. Actors torture themselves doing a career they're supposed to love by beating themselves up daily that they're not good enough because they're not on telly yet, or whatever that is. So it's about the process, guys. You've got to start enjoying the process. So the epilogue here, he says, what's the number one thing I need more of in my life and work? Warren says, what's with the nakedness tonight? I know, what is this? I don't know. Maybe it's the title of a book or something, Being More Naked or something. Warren, I don't know. Or the girls just love nakedness. What's the number one thing I need more of in my life and work? Okay. Now everyone's going on about nakedness. Anthony says the number one thing that you need more of in your life and your work is love. What else is there? And this isn't all sappy woo-woo stuff. I'm going to read you the rest of this. It all will make sense. Tony says he sees it all the time. We forget the journey itself can be fun. That's what most people forget, Tony. It's what most people fall foul of. And that's why they just don't enjoy their existence. And then when they get a job on TV, they don't enjoy it anyway, because they realise it's not all what they thought it was going to be. And they're like, oh God, I just spent 10 years looking for this thing that's going to make me happy, when really I actually missed the whole point of life. So love, what else is there? Why are we here? Why do we feel compelled to tell stories and reflect back to humanity what it means to be human? Why do we sit in dark theatres with strangers and watch performances that are specific and individual, yet universal at the same time? Well, if it's not love, then what is it? Okay, it's not only the driving force behind our expression as artists, but ultimately it's also a powerful, expanding energy that can renew, re-inspire and regenerate our enthusiasm for life and for creating. Anna says it makes her feel alive. And love comes in so many forms, okay? Brotherly love, friendship, family love. We look for it generally, though, in one way and one way only. The kind that's romanticised in movies and 50 Shades of Grey novels, which I think we all do, when we don't realise that real, authentic connection. Someone just said connection, bang! Excellent, that's awesome, Jennifer. So yeah, real authentic connection is what we're after. That's love. Connection with others, connection with yourself, connection with the moment and all it has to offer, connection with the words we get to say as actors and the stories we are blessed to tell while we have the time to tell them. Because remember, you're not going to have all the time in the world. Don't live your life beating yourself up that you're not good enough, regretting yesterday, fearing the future, and then die, because you will never have lived, okay? So you've got to remember, we have the time, you know, to tell these stories while you have time. That's love. Filmmaker John, how do you pronounce his name? Cassavetes, I think, says, to have a philosophy is to know how to love and to know where to put it. Okay, philosophy in creating and how to create then is love itself. Similarly, Ingmar Bergman, who directed over 60 films, apparently was quoted as saying this is strong: films aren't important, but people are. And I think that's the same in everything in this industry. TV isn't important, but people are. Film isn't important, but people are. Theatre isn't important, but people are. And these things bring people together, galvanise people. Meaning, when we come together with people who inspire us and encourage us to become all that we can be, that's love. Creating with fellow artists to tell stories we must tell, that's love. Going beyond our limitations and fears of what we thought was possible, that's love. And that's the real reason why we're doing it. Sure, success is great. Booking jobs, making money, fame. But what if we started to let acting be an expression of our saying to ourselves and to the world, how can I love? Where can I love? Whom can I love? To be optimally expressed, to be free, require us to shift the paradigms we hold around love and mostly the limitations we place around it. Often we hold on to it, saving it for that special someone. Scared, who relates to this? Scared that if we give it away too soon, we won't have anything left when that perfect time or person arrives. The perfect time is always now. And the perfect person is always who's right in front of you at this very moment. Love is the greatest renewable resource on the planet. In fact, it's the resource that sustains, regenerates, and heals the planet. It will fill you right back up once you start giving it away to all people. So believe in that. When you start just giving and living a life from a place of contribution, guys, you receive so much more back than you ever thought possible. Jen says, wow, goosebumps. I've smiled so much through all this, my cheek hurts, says Fanny. Got to give it away to keep it. You do, Anna. Honestly, I can't tell you how my life changed so much when I started giving, just looking what I can contribute as opposed to what I can take. Because look what's happened, right? I go, right, I'm going to Periscope and I'm going to just read these books. I don't know if anyone's going to turn up. You guys come into my life because I'm just trying to contribute and help you and give you stuff, and therefore you just attract people into your life as opposed to going, I need people in my life, how can I get them? And looking at it transactionally. And it's like that in your career and in your life. The more you can be of service, the more you will kind of be serviced by other people because they will want to be around you. I wish I'd turned up sooner, Anna. Well, you know what, Anna? It doesn't matter, you're here and that's fine. So Anthony says, in your creative work, oh no he doesn't, first of all he says in an audition room. So in an audition room, learn how to love the opportunity you've been given and the chance to show people how much you love to create by doing so. That shift alone will change your work from fear, am I doing this right, to this is how I choose to do it. Alright, and that's love. Choice is the most valuable asset you have at your disposal. If you're in your creative work, be brave to go to places that counterintuitively seem to evoke feelings contrary to love. Only by expressing them do we learn how to stop judging ourselves and accept and love all parts of ourselves. That's love. In your day-to-day life, start putting down the phone and looking people in the eye. Smile, share a moment, no matter how brief. When you begin to realise that acting is ultimately about the exploration and therefore the acceptance of self, you'll fall in love with acting again, and perhaps yourself and other people all over again. That's love. He finishes by saying, what can be more exciting than telling someone, yeah, I'm off to self-study class? And they'll say back to you, oh, you mean scene study? And he says, no, self-study. And what can be greater than that? That's love. And that's it. That's the end of his book. But it makes so much sense, guys. I love the way Anthony writes his stuff because it's just so simple, isn't it? I'm feeling disheartened because I haven't worked in ages. Is it wrong I still can't stop laughing at the nakedness comment? Whatever floats your boat, Fanny, it's fine. Anna, right, listen, I put a podcast out on Friday on iTunes called 5 to Thrive. I do a 5 to Thrive podcast every Friday. You guys probably know and you might have heard an episode or two. Subscribe to it. It's free. It comes out every Friday. It's like 10-minute episodes, similar to like mini Periscopes on a certain topic. Generally something that has happened during the week that's reminded me of something or an experience I've had that I want to kind of share and relate, to other people. And last week, I was disheartened because I've had massive success in the voiceover industry where, for years, I've worked in the voiceover industry for 12 years. And I've worked on some amazing stuff, international campaigns, you know, really big animations, top adverts, all this kind of stuff. But 2016 hadn't been a great year for me so far. And I was talking to my agent last week when I went in for a job. It was only a small job, and I was like, oh man, you know what? Like, you know, what's happened to this industry? You know, why are marketing budgets being cut? You know, are home artists, home voiceover artists undercutting studio artists like myself, you know, who only work exclusively out studios? You know, and I was saying that I really could do with some TV adverts to turn this year around for me, because typically TV adverts are the most well-paid jobs. And I did my session anyway, my small session, and I came home, and I was feeling a bit like, oh man, you know what, like, what's happened? And I started kind of questioning myself, going, well, is it me then? Maybe it's not the industry. Maybe like I've not been good recently, or I've lost my edge, or some new people are on the block who, you know, are better than me, or whatever. And you start doubting yourself. And then, ironically, crazily, 2 hours later, guys, right, I get a text on my phone from a producer who I've not worked directly with in about 2.5 years, 3 years, totally out of the blue, like completely unexpected. And he says, hey Ross, you free this afternoon, mate? And I was like, right, okay, yeah, what's up? Oh, I put your new reel. I've been working on my voice reel for like 3 months, changing and chopping and changing things, because I was like, well, if you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're expecting a different result, that's insanity, innit? Einstein says that. So if I'm putting my reel out and it's not been working for the last 6 months over and over again, and I'm expecting it suddenly to work, probably insane. I need to change it. So I changed it up, and I'd uploaded it online, and my agent started sending it out, and I'd given it a few people. And he went, I've just listened to your new reel, I've put it forward to this new client who we've never worked with before, and they've picked you. I've got a load of TV ads for you, mate. And I was like, shit, like this is like crazy. I was just talking about this 2 hours ago, and I'd been feeling shit about the industry and about, like, you know, where my career was going. And I won't go into fees and stuff, but the money from those adverts literally doubled my earnings for the year, because they were, you know, really, really nicely paid jobs. And hopefully there'll be significantly more of them with this company I'm now working for, because they're going to do more adverts with different products down the line. Fingers crossed it might be a bit of a regular gig. And I say in the podcast on Friday, Anna, that we often can kind of feel ourselves in a bit of a trough. You know, we have peaks and troughs, and sometimes when you're in a bit of a dip, as every profession, you go into a dip, whether you're a professional footballer and you just suddenly start having a bad season, you know, or whatever you are. Same for actors, we just sometimes can have a bit of a bad season. But your career can change in an instant, and that instant can last a lifetime. So that money won't last a lifetime. I'm not talking about that, but the lesson it's taught me will last a lifetime, to be patient. You know, and the beautiful thing about this industry is when everything seems to be going bad, a phone call can change everything. Alright, so start expecting those phone calls. Start putting yourself out there, being more emotionally available to the industry, just more available in life, and you'll see more opportunities. And those opportunities can happen in an instant, but can completely transform things. To clarify nakedness, term was meaning exposing your truth or experiences in a performance. Great. Not literal nakedness. But yeah, you know, your career can change instantly. And for me, I've seen friends of mine. It's not happened to me yet, fingers crossed. But friends of mine go from being, you know, relatively successful actors to super successful actors in a day, where suddenly they get a job that is like life-changing. And I say a quote in this podcast, and it says, I can't remember who it's by, but he says, look, there is a club that you can join that you don't know you've joined till you've kind of joined it. You can't sign up for it, and it's called the Life Changing Experience Club. And these life-changing experiences just happen, you know, and it's a bit like, I read a quote the other day that was great as well, and it said like the flower doesn't kind of shout out for the bee necessarily, and isn't kind of like, oh bee, come to me, come to me, come to me. The flower just blossoms and the bee comes to it. And I think in this industry sometimes you've got to kind of just stop, you know, searching so hard for that job will change everything, this will change everything, oh god, I've got to do this, got to do this. Just try daily to improve yourself in every way you can in your life, not just in your acting career, but just about everything about yourself that's going to make you feel better, look better, perform better, and blossom. And those opportunities will arise. I received a direct booking for a corporate job out of the blue from Profile, no audition. awesome. Jobs like that are brilliant. When you get a call from your agent, it's like, got a straight offer for you. Boom. That's amazing. But those straight offers wouldn't come in, Jen, if you hadn't have blossomed in some way and put yourself out there. And it's not about searching and going, I'm only going to be happy until I've got this. Just enjoy putting yourself out there. Enjoy that whole process, like Tony said before. And be that flower that blossoms, and the bee will be attracted. Nice, Jennifer, says Tony. But yeah, so don't worry if you're in a trough right now, you're in a slump, you're in a ditch, whatever. That's life, all right, and you're going to come up out the other side of it. Hopefully really soon. It's exciting to think that call could happen tomorrow. You get that call for audition tomorrow, or the day after. Lee, who normally joins us on these Periscopes, he'd been feeling quite similar. Got a call completely out of the blue for an audition for the new Mummy film with Tom Cruise is in it, I think, and some other super famous people. Straight out of the blue, changed his psyche entirely. Haven't got a show reel yet, it's in the process. That'll make a difference. Get it done as soon as possible, Anna. Don't procrastinate on the show reel stuff. Jeremy's back. Good, Jeremy. Yeah. Every casting director I interviewed Doctor Who casting director Andy Pryor last week. He said it's fine, have one scene. He goes, it's better than nothing. I just want to see you. I want to get a glimpse of you. And he said, and often when I'm watching show reels, Chris Stone Films in the house. He's big on show reels. Chris will film you a show reel. He's super reasonably priced and does awesome show reels. Andy was saying, look, if you even had 6 scenes in your show reel, he goes, on a day where I'm really busy, I might only have an opportunity to watch 1 anyway. So it doesn't matter if you've only got 1 on your show reel. You might only have watched 1, even if you had 5. So don't procrastinate, like I've got to get 3 scenes on my show reel till I can put it out there. Bullshit. Get 1, put it out there. I put a scene up but don't know if it's any good. That's because you're playing into the fear, Anna, of am I good enough? Which is our innate place as human beings. And you've got to catch yourself doing that. You've got to catch yourself, because you'll never stop doing that. It's one thing that regardless of how emotionally evolved you become, it's innate and it's built into all of us. No matter how great you are, something in your life at some point is going to make you question how good you are. Or God, am I enough? Am I attractive enough? Am I this enough? Do I look like this? Or do I talk like this? Whatever. Catch yourself doing it and just tell yourself to shut the up. because you'll always do it. I do it. Everyone does it. No matter how great you are. Billionaires will do it. Super successful people will do it. Tom Cruise will do it. The best actor on the planet will do it. Not that Tom's probably the best actor on the planet, but he's been super successful. I like him. But yeah, just catch yourself and focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. I've halted, not sure what to do next. All in the name of agents gets you down. Really trying. I am waiting till I am slimmer and better looking. No, see, that's bullshit as well. You don't need to. You don't need to. Absolutely don't need to. Start now, and then if you want to change your physicality, do it alongside stuff, and that's absolutely fine. You can certainly. When I look back on, I'm in reasonable shape now. I never used to be. When I look back on my show reel when I first left drama school, because I'd had 3 years of eating fast food at uni, I was like, I looked totally different. I look back at it now and go, oh God. But at the time, that stuff was still out there and I was still working. And then, I was working on myself in between to come better. And then you film new stuff. And then you replace your old stuff with new stuff. And if you feel you look better, replace it. And that's totally cool. But act now. Jeremy says, be yourself, pretty inside out. Definitely. And if the more you can accept yourself, there's something about you when you've accepted yourself, and I'm not saying you might go, well, I'm not totally happy with the way that I am, and I don't think any of us are totally happy all the time with the way that we are. We're looking for constant improvement, and that's great because it keeps you alive. You should want to get better, but don't feel that you're not good enough now. You're good enough now. Everything about you is good enough. You are enough, and that sounds corny as hell, but it's so true. You really are enough. You don't need anybody's permission to put yourself out there and to ask for a job or ask for help in anything. You've got to just do it now, and then you should be looking for constant improvement in your life, and you'll be constantly improving for the rest of your life. You can't wait until everything is perfect, because it never will be. Do it now, says Chris, and we're constantly learning, says Jennifer. Exactly. We totally are. If I waited till everything was perfect, I wouldn't have done anything. And that's in terms of business as well. If I waited for my website to be perfect before I put it out, if I edited every podcast to be perfect before I put it out, I'd never put a podcast out. I listened to some podcasts that I'd done about a year ago on the site, and I was like, oh God, like my editing's got so much better. My equipment has got so much better, because I didn't have the money to buy the equipment when I first started out. Everything is better, but I'm not going to take those podcasts down off the website, because they still hold value. Yeah, they might not sound as good as they do now, but the information there is valuable to people listening. But it ain't perfect. If I waited for it to be perfect, I'd never have done it. Done is better than perfect. Definitely done that's the key from today. Bar love from Anthony's book. Done is better than perfect, Anna. And I see you've been sending Chris messages. So yeah, Chris, hook her up with an awesome showreel, buddy, because he will. Mary's here. Good evening, Mary. And you can get new scenes done. Let the first scenes that you get filmed get you work, Anna, and then reinvest the money from that work into new scenes if you want, or use the scenes that you've worked in your showreel and replace showreel scenes with your actual work, which is great. So yeah, do that and check out ChrisStoneShowreels.com, Chris, yeah? www.ChrisStoneShowreels.com. Not a walking advertisement for Chris. I only promote people I believe in. Like, seriously, I would not tell anybody, and I'm not an affiliate of Chris's, he doesn't pay me. I would never endorse anybody I didn't think was the dog's bollocks. So true, Ross, we put limitations on ourselves, but the truth is we can reach goals quicker. Definitely, Tony, definitely quicker than we think, because you just got to do it. You just got to do it. Don't fall for this fear of, am I enough? Am I good enough? I'll do it when I feel good enough, because something else will always crop up. And you know what? Then you'll wait so long, you'll just die. You'll be like 95, and you'll be like, oh, Ross, like I'll be like 100 on Periscope going, hello. And you go, I've just got my final showreel scene. I'll go, oh shit, Anna's just passed away. She got a showreel done finally before her 100th birthday. Now look what's happened. Don't let that happen. I'm sure it won't, and you hopefully will live to even over 100. I aim to get there, but yeah, just do it. Do it now. I put something out on Instagram before, and I said I'm sick of people saying I should do this. You know, if you should do it, turn that should into a must, and then do it. My brother is an actor in LA, and his first job was in the new J-Lo video. Wow, awesome. And often people see things about us that we don't see ourselves. Yeah, definitely. Look at, I always use the analogy of a butterfly. A butterfly can't see its wings, so it can't see how beautiful it is. Everyone else around it can. And this is like life. Other people will see things in us that we don't see in ourselves because we're too wrapped up in bullshit. Or we're just looking straight ahead. We can't see our own wings. Okay, just like butterflies. We marvel at the patterns on a butterfly's wings. Ironically, the butterfly never gets to see them. So believe that they're at least there. That's So I Know That Song is better. A good song by J-Lo. Oh, you're talking about the song that Anna's brother's in, yeah. So yeah, just believe in those wings, guys, and do stuff. You know, I don't want to hear about what people could do or should have done. Ultimately, this sounds harsh, but if you didn't do it, you didn't do it. End of. That's it. That's just true talk. You know, if you didn't do it, you didn't do it. So to stop that being reality, just go out and do it. A lot of people talk about it and never do it, and it's not good enough. You need to do it, and then you'll turn around and go, see, I told you I could. Because you will. You'll be able to, I promise you, but you must just get the courage. Confidence is constructed of three things. First of all, courage, then commitment, then out of the courage and commitment becomes capability. Capability gives you confidence. You can't get confidence in anything, Anna, unless you first have the courage to jump out of the plane. If you're skydiving for the first time, you can't be confident skydiving for the first time because you've never done it before. The only thing that gets you out of that plane is courage. On the way down, you get commitment because you've committed to the jump. There's no turning back. Through that commitment, you learn how it feels, what it's like, and you become capable. And then when you're capable, only then can you be confident. So you can't go from zero to confidence without courage first. So just get some courage. Strap, as I say to people sometimes, strap your balls on and just jump, right? Okay, just do it. Get the courage to do it. I was about to throw in the towel before tonight. Well, that's nonsense. You can't do that, Anna. You've come way too far for that. You must keep going. And the longer you keep going, the more your competition will throw in the towel. So there's going to be less and less as you get older. Definitely. So many of my friends who were so talented, at drama school, really talented, now working like furniture stores or restaurants. And you know what, that's great if that actually makes them happy and they go, actually, you know what, the struggle that I was addicted to as an actor, because a lot of people get addicted to the struggle, which is not the way to be. If that was too much for them and they're happier now, then they've won. Ultimately, guys, if you get up in the morning, you're doing what you want to do, you've won. I don't care what that is. It doesn't have to be acting or being on the TV or in films or whatever. As long as you've got to realise, as long as you're doing what you want to do, you've won. Okay, you've already won the game, and that's it. That's all you can ever ask for. Determination, not necessarily talent that wins out. It is talent, yeah, absolutely. Hard work beats talent every time when talent isn't working hard. That's why there's so many people around you see on TV and you're like, I could do that. Yeah, but you didn't work as hard as him. He might not be the best actor in the world, but you didn't work as hard, and that's why you're not there. Can you email Chris, Anna? Yeah, I'm waiting for Helen Mirren. You'll be all over those roles, Nina. You look quite, Nina, you're quite regal. Regal looking. See you getting yourself dressed up, nights out on Facebook. You got all that to come. You're in your prime. Last Man on the Treadmill. Great Will Smith video. Yeah. Absolutely. I really am trying, says Kat. And that's it. And you're not trying, Kat, actually, you're doing. That's ultimately what you're doing. There is no try, is there? If I said, I love it when I say to people, right, here's a book, or whatever it is. I do it with a chair a lot of the time, and I say, right, there's the book. I'm just going to balance it now, and I'll go, right, do this to people. Try and pick it up. And they'll go, no, you just picked it up. Put it back down. Okay, put it back down. Right, try and pick it up. Right? Well, you just picked it up. Okay, try and pick it up. And they're like, well, I don't know, I can't. And it's like, exactly, you can't try and pick it up. You either pick it up or you don't. So actually, Kat, you're not trying, you are doing. And I see that in you, you're doing, which is great. Do or do not, there is no try, says Chris, exactly. But people get confused as hell when I go try and pick that chair up. They can't do it because it doesn't exist. You're doing it, and that's the important thing. Awesome, guys. Listen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. That was the last chapter of Anthony's book. If you want to get this book, get yourself over to Amazon. It's about 15 quid. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much for joining us. Click on the link below the replay, and you will be able to go straight through to amazon.co.uk and get the book. I'm going to be back next Wednesday with a brand new book, and I have no idea what it is. I will let you know in the Facebook group. Please, if you're not a member of the Facebook group, come and join. It's www.facebook.com/groups/ActOnThisTV. Even if you're not an actor, Jeremy, come and join the Facebook group, mate. We'll adopt you and we'll get you into acting. It's fine. Cheers, everybody. Mary says she'll catch up. Yeah, you'll be able to catch up straight after this on Periscope, Mary, or on the replay on the site tomorrow. Cheers, Warren. Cheers, Big Ears, says Nina. My ears are dead small, Nina. But yeah, see you soon, Buttermoon. Everyone's rhyming tonight. Thank you, so many goosebumps. I look like I plucked a chicken, says Jennifer. Amazing, I'm glad it has that effect on you. Kick-ass scope, says Tony. Cheers, Chris. I'm going to ring you, Chris. I miss your call, mate. I'll ring you tomorrow, buddy, or after this if you're still up. If you are, text me. Love tonight, says Fanny. Awesome, thank you so much. And yeah, like I say, you're not trying, you're doing. And the things that you didn't do, you didn't do. Right? So go out there and bloody do them, alright? I'll see you on Monday for the next Periscope, but I'll also release a 5 to Thrive podcast on Friday on iTunes. Go to iTunes, search for Act on This TV, all one word, Act on This TV. Please subscribe, leave a review, share it with your friends. It's completely free. You'll get a new episode delivered directly to your device every single week, and I would love you to be a part of it and help me shape that, as we move along. Tweet me at Ross A. Grant, tweet the site at Act on This TV, join the Facebook group, like I say, and I'll catch up with you in the Facebook group, no doubt, probably very shortly. There we go, I've done it. Have a great night, guys, whatever's left of it, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.